Hi everyone. The Lord is taking us on a 21-day journey of prayer and fasting, and He's speaking to us about altars. Altars in our lives that need to be torn down and altars that need to be built. But for us to be able to do that, we must realize an important truth. Let's take a look. I love the presence of God. I love it when we draw near to Him and He draws near to us, and the atmosphere changes and becomes charged with expectation that anything is possible in His presence. But what we must realize is that God's presence can affect us, but it won't necessarily change us. God told Moses that His presence would go with him, but that didn't stop the children of Israel later from building an altar to a golden calf. In the same way, many people encountered Jesus and were blessed by His presence, but that alone didn't change them. I love the power of God. I love it when people experience a surge of His power go through their bodies like electricity or fire. I've seen people come under the power of God for hours, but that didn't change them. God's power is wonderful and will affect you, but that alone won't change you. When we speak of being filled with the Holy Spirit, most of us think of being filled with a sense of God's presence or being filled with power. But what we must realize is that the Holy Spirit isn't just a force, but is the third person of the Trinity. When we ask to be filled with the Holy Spirit, we are asking to be filled with the person of the Holy Spirit. And just like any person, He has a mind, emotions, and a will. In John 14, Jesus tells His disciples that He will send another counselor, the Spirit of truth, who will live with them and be in them. Jesus wasn't just going to give them a sense of His presence or touch them with His power. He was going to give them someone like Him who would be with them and in them, the person of the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians chapter 2, we read how the Holy Spirit makes the deep things of God known to us, and He reveals the thoughts of God to us so we can have the mind of Christ. The Holy Spirit has a mind. In Ephesians 4:30, Paul tells the church not to grieve the Holy Spirit, and in James 4:5, we read that the Holy Spirit can envy intensely. The Holy Spirit has feelings. And then in Acts 16:6, we read how Paul and his companions were kept by the Holy Spirit from preaching the word in the province of Asia. The Holy Spirit has a will. He stopped the disciples from doing something. The Holy Spirit wants to help us tear down wrong altars and build right altars in our lives. He is the master builder, and it's as we submit to the person of the Holy Spirit and begin to think what He thinks, feel what He feels, and do what He desires that we will be changed. I encourage you to spend time with the Holy Spirit to get to know Him better. Ask Him to show you His thoughts, His feelings, and His desires so that you can identify wrong altars and build right altars that glorify God. God bless you.